Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ Ice Ring here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia. On Warring traditional land for the iceHQ Ducks exhibition game versus the Sydney Sirens. The Sirens have come down here for 2 days to play against the Melbourne Ducks as an exhibition game as part of the Ducks qualification for the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League for next season, and that's what we're working towards. It's game 1 of 2 for the weekend. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me tonight is none other than Anton Goss, and we have special interviews later by Zoe Stewart. So this second exhibition set of games, this time we are welcoming the Sydney Sirens to the Duck Pond. The Sirens are a storied team in the AWIHL. They're one of the original 4 teams. They have 3 championships in the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League since it started in 2005, including last season. They're the current holders of the Joan McCown Trophy. So they're a pretty good team with good reputation, and we've had a bit of a shake-up in the current season, and they're yet to take a win, so they'd be pretty keen to win this one. Although the game doesn't count for them in terms of points towards the AWIHL ladder, they would like to get some pride on the board. Players to watch for the Sirens, Sarah Edney in particular. She's the captain and #1 point scorer, and she's pretty electric on the ice. And we're also looking forward to see Sam Winder. Sam Winder played here at the CCM National Women's Tournament just a few weeks ago and was absolutely electric. She's a defender who activates well and gets right involved in the scoring of the game. And she was the #1 scorer for her team when she played back here just a few weeks ago in the National Women's Tournament. For the Ducks, we're very excited to welcome Shana Godfrey. She is ex-Sirens. She's come down from Sydney and she now manages the CCM Pro Shop here at iceHQ. And we're delighted to have her playing today. And also Lucy Parrington, who is a living legend of the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League. And we've got Nev Gallagher, who is one of the emerging superstars in defence for the Ducks. Add in Bron Cashin, Aleta Blondin, and so on. The list will get bigger and bigger. This is a team that's on the up. And Gossie, I don't know about you, but I'm really excited to see how much they've improved.
Yeah, definitely. They had a pretty stern test, game 1 and 2 of the exhibition series up against the Melbourne Ice, who are leading in the AWIHL. So definitely the statement game there. And the first game was a bit of a shell shock. They came out first period. We're kind of getting their feet wet, for lack of a better term, for some Ducks. But I remember Lucy Parrington, the captain, taking the team. They had a timeout. They had a little talk after that first period, and then as they went into the second game, they did play, much better. So they've been practicing. They've got the addition of Godfrey as well, who will be up forward, which will give a little bit of potency on attack. Carson's also stepping in on defense there. We're
delighted to have Georgia Carson playing. She was missed very much. Her experience and wisdom in defence will make a big difference to this Ducks team. As you say, in the series they played against the Mice just a couple of weeks ago, they were pretty much smashed to bits in the first 5 minutes, and I think they were a bit rattled. But they did pull a timeout, and they managed to screw their heads back on and get right back into the game. And the scores from those the 2 games in those exhibition games, I don't think they really reflect the reality of the game for most of it. They had a couple of periods a couple of moments in time when they fell to pieces, it's fair to say, but then they managed to get back together and play some pretty good hockey and manufacture a number of really good scoring opportunities. We'll cut over now to the anthem before the game gets underway.
Present and future. This respect and acknowledgement extends to the stories, traditions,
about to get underway now. Just the little formalities over. The players will just go over and have a quick chat with their goalies and their coaches, and then they will get this game underway. We should be seeing the puck drop in a minute or so. We're very excited to see this one get underway indeed. So, Gossie, your thoughts?
Look, I think the Ducks definitely would have been working on how to get the puck into the offensive zone. I think if you go back to the last game, they defended quite valiantly on the rush, but they seemed to get hemmed in their own zone quite a bit. When they did eventually get the puck into the offensive zone and build some pressure, there were some scoring opportunities that came in. Obviously, still looking for that first elusive goal of the exhibition series. I think they'll be looking for a really quick start and hopefully, get that early. And then be able to build on that. If you're the Sydney Sirens, you want to do exactly what the Melbourne Ice did to the Ducks last time out. You want to come out really quick. You need to assert yourself and say, you guys need to play to our level. And if they can do that and try to intimidate some of this young team, that's probably going to work in their favor. So I think it's a 60-minute game, but much will be won or lost, I believe, in the first 10 minutes of this first period.
Without a doubt, too. Just bringing you up for the way the rules are structured for this particular game, it is 3 20-minute stop period time, so every time there's a break in play, the clock will stop. We will have an ice cut between each period, and if it does go to overtime for some reason, there will be 5 minutes of 3-on-3 sudden death overtime, and at the conclusion of that, if it's still all tied up, we'll be going to a penalty shootout. These are standard rules for the AWIHL, and we're looking forward to them getting underway. We're going to see lining up for the Ducks is Lucy Parrington, who we know is an absolute legend of the game, and she's got Gallagher and Stringer behind her in D.
So it'll be captain versus captain on the first face-off. Parrington up against Edney. They know each other quite well. A little thumb tap. Let's have some fun. And puck's ready to go in game 1 of the second exhibition series here for the Ducks. And first face-off won by Parrington as that comes into the Duck zone. That's Stringer who's able to get it only as far as the point. Winder sends it into the slot. It's Newark in front trying to get it, but a nice pickup there by Parrington, who just stops up on the far side half wall. She gets some support as the puck squirts into the front area, and that's cleared down the length of the ice by Gallagher and will go all the way down for icing.
So if you're not familiar with the rule, it's the first icing we've had so far. If the puck is played from your own defensive half and crosses the goal line at the other end without being touched, it's brought back to your end for a defensive zone face-off, and crucially, you're not allowed to get a change. The attacking team can change players, the defending team is not allowed to change players. That adds up later and adds to fatigue.
So second face-off here of the game, Parrington lining up against Edney as well, and Parrington wins that again, but a nice winger win comes in by Porcini and gets that deep into the corner of the Ducks zone. Collected here by Tara Yates and sent in the slot, and Newmark couldn't just get one on net as that goes into the corner. Picked up by Briar Johnson, but goes only as far as Porcini. It's now Gallagher battling with Edney. Edney gets it behind the net, just keeps away from Johnson, who eventually separates the puck, and now Parrington will pick up in the far corner. Parrington looking to evade Edney there, and Edney's able to shovel it behind the net. Porcini centering it in. That's Roberts that's activated off the point now that will cycle that down low. So a lot of pressure here early against the Ducks. It's Stringer who will collect it and look to clear and alleviate some of this pressure, but can't get it past Winder. Parrington ties her up. There's a bit of a scrum happening here on the wall right in front of the CCM sign, and the Ducks do finally get it out through Parrington. She's battling with Winder and just sends that deep and goes for a change. A long first shift here for the Ducks.
Yeah, good 90 seconds of play there. Good forechecking pressure by the Sirens. Put a lot of pressure on the Ducks, but they managed to clear it out. Parrington did the right thing, prioritised the change on the rush, and they've got fresh legs.
Carson sends that down, and it's Winder who will pick that up there for the Sirens. Sirens now look to center across ice. Collected there by...
Leave it.
By Leave It, and she doesn't leave it. And as a result, there's an offside here as the face-off will come right in front of the commentary box.
The Sirens showing us a little bit of their plan there. They had Leave It on looking for a long stretch pass through the neutral zone. The Ducks defence will need to be aware of that. It does present an intercept opportunity if they do that too much. We'll see how it pans out through the game.
So another face-off won by the Ducks. It's come back to Carson, who looks to send that up there, and it is collected by Sharna Godfrey. Godfrey in, looks the backhand, centers it, shot on, save there by the toe, and it comes loose, but the whistle had already gone. What a pass by Sharna Godfrey, and that was Justine Krulak in front of the net, nearly put it past the pad of Wellard, but able to stop up enough for a whistle.
That explains, is a great demonstration of just exactly how effective Godfrey is. We know she's one of the best playmakers in the game, and she did a beautiful job of getting that puck up and across into that high danger area. And it was only the whistle there that robbed the Ducks of an A-grade scoring chance.
So puck deep now in the Siren zone. It is Jackwitz who's battling. Cashin able to battle hard, but it does come out there for Dixon. So Justine Dixon playing, Dixon playing her first game for the Ducks there on defense, wearing number 3. Puck's coming out now. It is the Sirens' York who's battling in.
That was Owen there on the back check doing a good job of just forcing her into the corner.
And it's Pickering behind, gets it out in front. A missed opportunity there for the Sirens striker and Cryan, and now it's going to be Jackowitz who's able to get the puck out. So Jackowitz with a little bit of speed. Nice job by York to come back and lift the stick there. Pickering, you might remember, played here in the Women's Pro League over the summer period and did well as a youngster in that competition.
Certainly did too. There's a lot of talent on this ice at the moment. These are very, very talented teams, both of them.
And here is York, who had a great shift on the back check. She's going to dump that deep, and it's going to be collected there by Stringer. Calabria, though, picks it up, or Cryan, look to center it in front. It's Newmark with a shot, and Davis Tope with the pad and able to get the oven mitts on that one as she covers up for another save there as the Sirens were looking for a little bit of crumbs there on the doorstep.
You can see a very good aggressive forecheck there by the Sirens. They've got one player in deep, putting a lot of pressure on the Ducks D when they're trying to get the puck out.
So back the way we started again. It's Edney this time that wins it forward, but Briar Johnson's going to collect it in the corner. Newmark, who had that great scoring chance there, steals the puck, centers it in front there. Davis Tope is down, and the puck's behind the net. Newmark now with it with 2 Ducks on her. Briar Johnson is there, and Newmark looks to center it back to Winder, but that's going to be intercepted by the Ducks on the half wall. Little battle going on here. Winder, it's in her skates. 2 more Ducks come in for support and eventually kicked forward, but picked up by Winder. Look to make a pass across, intercepted by Gallagher, and she shovels that one out, and that will give Lucy Parrington chase on Roberts. Newmark, though, collects it there, a pass up to Porcini. She's 1-on-2. Little drop pass, was looking for her teammate Nedney, but that was intercepted there by Yates. Puck's here at the blue line. Collected now by Edney. It gets lost in her skates, shovels it in front, stick save by Davis. Those puck's loose, and she pounces on that one as she lost it for a moment, and it slid through the blue paint. You'll be able to see it here on the CCM All-Out replay. Davis Tope went down, went to cover it, and it just, that was the save prior, but it just slid through the blue paint, and it was there for the taking, but she was able to get across and cover up.
That time the referee's a little bit slow to blow the puck on it. We'll see how the defensive face-off works for the Ducks, and it does work well.
And here's Krulak out here again with Godfrey and Tran. They came very close to scoring the last shift out. And here it is now. It's Krulak. Gets it over to Tran. They're in on the offensive zone. Pass back to Krulak. Krulak with a shot. What a save there by Wellard as Krulak comes agonizingly close again for the second great scoring opportunity here for the Ducks.
This all comes from a beautiful play by Godfrey up in the middle of the neutral zone, where she just managed to beat a player, saw the 2 Ducks on the rush, beautifully timed past them, right tape to tape, and that created a magnificent scoring chance.
As someone who's fortunate to play some beer league with Sharna Godfrey, I can tell you, if you're open, she'll find you.
Absolutely.
Great passer here, as one of the best Australian women we have here in the country. So it's a battle behind the net now, and it's Krulak who's going to try to get that back up to the point, and it is kept in there by Blondin. Look to center that. It's Tran now battling hard, and back comes Krulak to pick it up. So she's in the neutral zone, gives it over to Godfrey. Godfrey stops up. Nice move to evade the Siren. She looks to be dangerous into the high slot here, winds. Another move, takes a shot on, passed over there by Tran as the Sirens move that into the far corner. Pinned up there is Tran with 2 Sirens players. Krulak comes in for support. Now Godfrey collects it behind the net. Godfrey has it, centers it again for Krulak. Krulak with a shot, and another save by Wellard. So 3 grade A scoring opportunities for Krulak, and all stopped by Nakoya Wellard by the Sirens, and the Ducks are looking sharp here early in the first period.
Good continuous play with 14 minutes to go. We're tied up at 0-0, and it is proving to be an excellent game so far.
Dixon sent that down the length of the ice, and it will go down for icing.
So we're having a penalty hit. We're going to have 2 minutes on.
It's icing. It's an icing. It was an ice.
It wasn't a trip as well?
No,
No?
it was a nice
All
one.
right, they didn't call
Yeah.
it. It's right in front of me and the ref went up. But anyway, it's all good.
Yeah. So Kasha now out on the face-off here against York. It's one over to the side and collected here by Jakowitz. She's stopped up and just momentarily by Roberts, and Roberts now for the Sirens will collect it there in front of the Ducks bench and send that deep. First back is going to be Blondin, the assistant captain here for the Ducks, and she's going to rim that up. It's going to be kept in by Winder, who takes a shot on, Cryan with a shot and a glove save and a beauty by Davis Tope as Cryan was wide open there in a dangerous opportunity there in the slot. Check this out on the CCM All-Out
You
replay.
see the effectiveness, too, of Winder up on the blue line. Does a great job of keeping the puck in. You know, when she's on the ice, there's going to be exciting things happening. Winder made that opportunity, a good shot in, nice pass, and it was only a desperate save there by Jade, who managed to save that one.
So just 6 minutes in, it's been some back and forth hockey, and it's Newmark now looking to center it in front. That's Edney who just lost it, and it's going to come up here on the half wall, and Yates is going to try to get it out, but can't get it past the captain there, the Sirens. Edney now with it in her skates. It comes to the point. A nice poke forward by Lucy Parrington, and it's 2-on-2 now. It's Briar Johnson going to the net. The pass comes in front. Johnson shoots, and they score! Briar Johnson puts it in for the Ducks, and they take their first lead here in the game, in Game 1 of Exhibition Series 2 against the Sirens.
Well, that's the first goal the Ducks have scored at all as a team, and you can imagine they're pretty excited about it here.
Listen to the crowd going.
Break down the side there. Parrington set that one up, and that's nice work, just capitalising on a little bit of fractured defensive play there by the Sirens, and a little bit of luck too with the bounce.
I can tell you now, I saw Lucy Parrington after one of the practices a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Are you going to score the first goal of the Duck season?" She said, "No, I'll tell you what though, I will assist to it." And she's a woman of her word as she's done that, and the Ducks are up 1-0 here against the Sirens, giving the crowd what they want. And here they come again. It's Sharna Godfrey with the puck there on the left wing. Look to center it in front to Krulak. This line has been very dangerous every time they've been on the ice. Godfrey centers it across now. It's Tran. She'll just dump that in the corner, and Krulak will go in and chase. Edney's back there, though, for the Sirens, and she'll find a little bit of space, and she'll take it out. She's a woman on a mission here. She wants to tie this game, and a shot blocked there by Georgia Carson.
Carson with a great read on there. She knows Edney's the danger player here for the Sirens. She's their #1 point scorer, and Carson had her all the way.
Shot now. It's come to Newmark with a shot, and it goes over the net, and Jade able to get across, and it's collected by Carson, but not able to get it out. So Edney has it in the near side corner, centers it in front, but just bounces off the stick there of the Siren forward Porcini. It's back to Moon with a shot right on. It's loose. Whistle hasn't gone, but Jade Davis Tope able to cover up and block the Sirens from getting any second or third opportunities there.
Good shot in there on the point from Fiona Moon. It was a good one. There was a lot of traffic in front of Davis Tope. She couldn't see it coming until the last minute. But you have your body in the way and your pads down low. And as Gossie, I'm sure you'll tell us over and over, that wasn't luck for Jade Tope. That was position.
You're learning. You're learning. I like it. Never luck for the goaltenders, that's for sure.
When it's luck, I'll call it.
So there, Borg won that face-off, and Roberts able to get it over the wall. It comes back now to Roberts, walks through, takes a shot on, but that goes wide, high and wide. Rebound comes back. It's now Calabria behind the net here being chased by the Ducks defender. It's centered in front there to Borg, who drops it back to Winder. Winder with a little bouncer off the skate there of the Ducks defender, Dixon, who is in front of the net. Great to see another Dixon here. We were pleasure to watch her brother, Justin, and Niev's brother as well, Logan, do it up in the Pro League the last two Fridays, and now we're seeing the two ladies doing it here on Saturday night at iceHQ. So the Sirens have the puck now. That's stopped up there by Cashin. Siren player takes a tumble, but no hand up, so we're still good to go. Jakowitz gets it only as far as the point. Winder winds up and sends it over there to Roberts. Roberts now looks and just fans on that one, and that's going to allow Cashin to get the puck out of the zone. Winder, who excelled at the women's national competition here a couple weekends ago, getting into the action early.
And you can see there, Davis Tope just wisely slowing it down. It's been a bit of high intensity now. The Sirens pretty keen to get that goal back. I think that stung them. They certainly weren't expecting it from the Ducks. And a fair bit of intensity went up. And Davis Tope just freezing the puck, buys the Ducks a bit of time, get a bit of composure, and we're underway.
So it's come back to the point. It's Payne taking a shot, and that's blocked by Parrington. And this is how the last goal started. It was Parrington with a blocked shot going down the other way. And this time she just missed Johnson, who's going to battle behind. So Johnson, nice job there. A shot on by Yates, not able to find the back of the net. Gallagher, though, takes a shot, and that's blocked by Pickering. And what a stick by Stringer right there to stop a breakaway. Great job there by Stringer as she now sends it down the other way. Sirens just regrouping in their own net, on their own zone. It's Cryan now, looking just to center that up. Pickering here is going to collect it on the left wing, coming in on Stringer, who just poked the puck off her stick for that last chance.
I think they're not used to the length. Stringer's got a long stick and long arms. She's a big, tall lady, and she's got a great poke check on her, which is just as well because she needed it.
So here's Newmark here. Has it far, takes a shot, ramps up off a stick and into the netting, and we will have a whistle.
And there was a wall there of 4 Ducks. They just changed, they had fresh legs on, and 4 Ducks there opposing the Sirens attack. And we'll have another defensive zone face-off for the Ducks. This is a great scoring opportunity. It doesn't look like it. You can see the Sirens there pitching in quite close. If the Ducks can get behind them quickly, it creates a number 1 scoring opportunity, and they've got the players on the ice to do it. Carrington wins the face-off.
And here's Edney. Look to center it. It's loose in front. Down is Davis Tope, and she makes 2 saves there as it trickles out into the corner. It's Porcini who regroups it the other way, but can only find Carson, who sends that off the glass, and it chips past the Siren defender. And here comes Sharna Godfrey now. In on her ex-teammate there, Edney, who's able to keep that away from the Ducks sniper.
Big juicy loose puck in front of the slot, but there was no one there for it.
Nice pass there, though, and it found Newmark over to Edney. Edney comes in, takes it wide, winding shot, scores! A seeker by Edney under the pad of Davis Tope, and the captain of the Sirens gets one back and ties the game at 1 here, just halfway through the first period.
And you can see that was what they needed. They got that little bit of space, and you'll see, if you wind it back on the replay, they had a little bit of room to just get a 2-on-1, and got past Frost, and then there wasn't much that Davis Tope could do about that. It was a beautiful shot through the 5-hole, and the old saying about goalies, Gossie, fast hands and slow feet.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You know, if you go back and look at a lot of goals scored in the NHL, there's a lot of goals that go in when you go down along the ice, and that was not the maybe not the hardest shot that Edney's ever placed, but it was well placed right there along the ice and was able to just get it under the pad of Davis Tope, who has had a great start to the game, sitting at 900 save percentage already so far here in the first. Puck's now deep. It's Calabria here who's going to collect it in the far side corner for the Sirens. It's centered in front, but collected by Jackowitz. Jackowitz looked to go down the other way, but only found a Siren player, and it's Calabria now with a shot. It bounces off the glove there of Davis Tope, but Siren's not able to capitalize on that rebound. It's now dumped down by Roberts behind the net. It's going to be collected there by Calabria, wearing number 24 here for the Sirens. A shot blocked in front. It's loose in the slot, collected by Cashin and gets sent out to the point. Here comes Wes Lennett, though, that gets it over to Jackowitz now into the Siren zone. Just stops up, looked to center it for Wes Lennett, but she was going to the net, and that was a great job by the Sirens to intercept. Gallagher now has it. Nice move, but a poke check there by Borg stops that one up. But great ability to get back and just regain control by the youngster for the Ducks. It's Parrington now battling up with Pickering. It's now collected by York as she's 1-on-5. York, though, stopped up nicely there with a stick lift by Owen, and Briar Johnson just chips that over for Stringer. Stringer using her tight stick there, or strong stick, sorry, rips that up over for Parrington on the far side half wall now, and she will get that down and out. And this won't have enough for icing as the Sirens, McMahon, was able to get back.
You can start to see the Sirens are starting to do a bit of line matching. They're working out which lines of the Ducks they want to play against. So the Ducks will need to be careful to have the right combinations of Dion. So Cryan when Edney's on the ice.
Cryan does a nice move to create some space for herself. Sends that in front for York, but stolen by Johnson, and only able to get it over to the far side as Cryan is able to pick it back up. She looked to center it, but Pickering missed that one, but it will get back to Payne. So Payne at the point, not able to keep that in, so Ducks force the Sirens to regroup in the neutral zone, and all they can do is send that down the length of the ice, and it will be called off for icing, which will force the Ducks to collect back behind the net.
That was a good forecheck there by Pickering that created that opportunity for the Ducks in the dive in there by the Sirens. There wasn't an awful lot they could do except to chuck the puck in deep.
Puck's now there, shot on by Edney. It's blocked. Back to Edney and a save there. Davis Tope, I don't think she saw it, but was able to get the chest and a loose one. Rebound, shot again, another save, Davis Tope. She's down though. Newark sends that back and missed Dowell as that goes all the way down the length of the ice. So another couple big saves for the Ducks goaltender, but it's stolen here by Godfrey. Godfrey with a move, another shot, save by Wellard. So Godfrey comes close after two brilliant saves by Davis Tope. Godfrey intercepts the puck and comes in, makes a nice move and tried to go top shelf short side, but Nicoya Wellard was equal to the task.
Yeah, she was in a good position there. Wellard gave Godfrey very few options.
This line's been great here for the Ducks, and Godfrey looks to have a little extra pep in her step against her old team. That's Newark looking to center it, and a nice job there by Blondin just to keep it away from Porcini. The Ducks now get it into the Siren zone, and it's Winder now behind her own net. She goes to her D partner there in Roberts, and she rims that up over for Porcini. Puck now collected on the half wall by Porcini, gets out to the neutral zone, looking for Newmark, but first back there is going to be Dixon. She's being watched by Newmark, though. Nice job just to keep it away from her, but eventually separated by the puck by the Sirens forward.
Hands up there for a penalty. I think that's going to go on to Newman. He's riding Dixon into the boards.
And I believe you're right, so it will be a penalty to Stephanie Newmark, who's had a great start to the period. She's been all over it, but she did lean on that body, and it was a great job by the young Jasmine Dixon just to separate the puck, use the reach, and take that hit and keep her legs moving, right, which is going to draw that penalty. So the Ducks, who were they were 0-for. They didn't get a power play goal when they had some great scoring opportunities in the first series, get their first power play here of the night.
5-on-4 for 2.
So Parrington wins that face-off. It comes back here to the point. It goes over to Gallagher, who looked to get that on, but just missed that one, and that is going to be cleared out by Edney. Briar Johnson, though, now has it in the neutral zone. She's being swarmed by the Sirens players and takes a bit of a tumble, but it's Roberts behind her own net now. Sends it over there to Edney, and Edney's just going to send that down. And an unlucky bounce there, but it found the skate of Gallagher and stopped that opportunity. Carson, though, gets it over to Johnson as she takes a little bit of space and tries to set up this power play. So Briar Johnson in the neutral zone, fakes that pass over to Godfrey, elects to dump that down and gives chase. It's Roberts, though, for the Sirens, who's going to be able to get that over to Edney, and Edney now will rim that down. Good forecheck here by York. The Sirens will get there first shorthanded. Blondin not able to separate the puck there, and it's still York just killing off more precious times here as we're halfway through the penalty. She pins that up against the wall. She doesn't mind. She'll take the time as the Ducks finally get it out. Now it's Parrington, has her head up. She did have Godfrey, who was streaking, but elects to just wait up and allow the rest of her teammates to open up, and now she finds Carson. So they start to change, and Carson with a great pass over to Godfrey. With a move, she's in! A shot! Saved by Wellard as Godfrey was in alone, but she collects the rebound behind the net. Calabria, though, separates her from the puck, and it is sent down the length of the ice by Samantha Payne.
That was a beautiful play there that was set up. Godfrey just waiting on the blue line for that stretch pass.
Calabria, though, steals a shot just over the crossbar. That came close shorthanded. Pinned up by Porcini. She gets it away from Krulak. Parrington comes in for support, who's been out now for the entire 2 minutes of this power play. Comes over to Godfrey, who's also been on the ice the entire power play, a minute 55, and she just holds up, and that goes offside.
So we'll have 6 seconds of the power play to go on the drop of the puck. So the thing that the Ducks need to be very careful of here is if they're in deep in attack, when the player from the Sirens comes back on behind them, they can be a little bit vulnerable. So the D need to be really switched on to make sure there's no one in behind them when that happens. But it's not going to happen now. That concludes the penalty. We're back to 5-on-5.
So here's Heather Ryland with the puck, just backhands it across ice, looking for Owen. It's Narelle Owen now. She has it on her forehand, gets separated there. It goes behind the net, but Jakowitz is there for the Ducks. Pickering comes in, can't get it past Cashin, who sent that into the slop and missed everyone, and now collected by the Sirens as they'll get it out to the neutral zone. A nice pass comes up to Cryan. Cryan with a shot blocked there by Ryland, and it comes over to the near side half wall. Jackowitz battles there. It comes out into the high slot, collected by Cryan. Nice move, gets it to the forehand. Davis Tope looking for it, but Cryan shoots that wide. Jackowitz now looks to get it out, but it is going to be kept in again there by McMahon. Collected here. Cryan with a shot and right into the glove of Davis Tope as she was there stretched at the top of her crease to close down that angle.
An opportune save there by Davis Tope. It buys the Ducks time to get a change, which is what they needed. That line had been under defensive pressure for quite some time and hadn't been able to clear the puck out. So this gives them the chance now to set up their defensive face-off and get out quickly.
So this Krulak line out with Godfrey again, and they've been all over the puck. Probably Krulak a little unlucky not to have the first goal for the Ducks. That did go to Briar Johnson. Puck's now behind the net. It's Newmark who's fresh out of the box behind. Look to center it to Edney. Edney with a backhand and a great left pad save by Davis Tope. It's at the point here now for Roberts. Takes a shot, bounces over to Edney. Edney scores! Sarah Edney on the doorstep, collects the rebound and goes top shelf over the blocker of Davis Tope as the Sirens now double their goal total for the same score as Sarah Edney as they double up and go 2-1 here in the Ducks with just under 3 minutes remaining.
Sirens there doing a terrific job of just forcing the puck in on the net and being in the right place to capitalise on the rebounds. It's a high percentage option to take those shots in from the top end of the attacking zone and just keep it down low on the goalie's pads because you're going to get rebounds most of the time and sometimes it's going to be your stick that's in the right place, and that time it was, and it was Edney. You can't give her a loose puck in the slot because she's going to score every time.
So Yates in on Payne now. Yates able to separate it, and it comes out into the far side corner. First to it will be a Siren defender there, and she'll try to regroup that. It's collected by Parrington, though, behind the net. Just look to regroup that back over to Yates, but missed her, but we'll come to the point for Stringer. Little C&I shot there, but it is blocked up, and now collected by the Sirens, but Carson does a nice job to stop that play.
Yeah, Carson read that one very well. She was a 2-on-1. That was the only thing she could do there was go for that poke check, and she read it perfectly.
Nice move by Parrington as she looks to separate herself from the two Siren defenders there. Elects just to regroup and send that behind the net where Yates will collect. Yates watched by a Siren defender, though, and now the breakout starts, and it'll be Calabria coming in on Stringer. Great back check by Parrington. Calabria with it just misses that centering pass, but it does go straight through the slot area and will be picked up by Borg. Borg here, centers it in front, puck's loose, Calabria kicks it up to her stick, but a great job there by Yates to tie up the Sirens forward. Puck now pushed in front, Parrington shovels that into the corner. It's leave it now, and centered shot off the stick there of Borg as she was knocked down, and the Ducks now will have their first penalty, and the Sirens will be going to the power play as Georgia Carson will be going to the box.
And Georgia will be a great loss for this penalty kill. See who the Ducks decide to put on to make the kill. So we know that Georgia is particularly effective on the penalty kill. Hard to push around, but in this particular instance.
If you look at what we've seen so far, I mean, if you're the Ducks, it'd be a little dangerous of how the Sirens are able to use the puck at the points because they haven't been able to get the puck out of the zone 5-on-5, and really those shots from the point have been what's been creating all these scoring opportunities for the Sirens. And it's Edney that gets it over there to Porcini, who looks to go across. It's blocked there by Cryan, and Heather Ryland able only to get it as far as the point. It's stepped here by Newmark, who goes over to Edney. Edney with a shot and blocked there by Dixon as that chips over to the half wall. So just a minute left in the period here. It's Edney at the point, takes a shot off the pad there of Davis Tope, and Heather Ryland was back behind the net if anything was going to squeak through, but Jade was able to cover that up with no rebound.
You can see that power that Edney gets from her little wind-up. It's a very effective little wrist shot that she's got. Lots of power in shooting, and she's doing the right thing. She's throwing it in low and looking for those rebounds, and this time it was caught nicely by Davis Tope, but it's such an effective play for the Sirens, and they're really starting to execute it well.
So another face-off won by the Sirens. It comes in, Borg, wine shot. Davis Tope had no idea where that was, as that was a full screen by her own player. You can see the Sirens battling in front. They're trying to get in the face of Davis Tope here and get those shots undetected. Pass out back to Roberts. Roberts winds, takes a shot, she scores! Roberts on the power play as she shot that from the high slot area with plenty of traffic in front of Davis Tope. It was a great pass from behind the net, and actually not Roberts. That was a great deflection by Leavitt just on the side of the net. So great job there by the Sirens as they double their lead now as they go up 3-1 here with 30 seconds left in the first period.
What they're doing tremendously well is they're playing a high percentage game. They're not trying to do anything particularly fancy. They're just owning the puck and putting it into the slot and waiting for rebounds. And that's what the chances that they keep generating. And that's where the goals have been so far.
So a great start by the Ducks evaporates as their 1-0 lead is turned into a 3-1 deficit here late in the first period. It's Godfrey looking to center it. It bounces in front for Krulak. The puck is loose as that now chips out into the corner. Edney collects it, just looks to get that down the length of the ice as there's only 8 seconds remaining here in the first period. Carson will shield that, but takes a tumble. 2 seconds left. Can they get a shot? And Newmark just probably takes one too many seconds as York was wide, or Porcini was wide open in front of the net for the Sirens. And Georgia Carson, who took a tumble, is looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah, she's a little bit slow getting to her feet, but she does so now. Maybe just a little bit taken by surprise, but hopefully she didn't whack her head. But in the end of the first period, as you say, Gossie, it's the first goal went to Brian Johnson, nearly brought the house down. And she was assisted by Parrington and Stringer with a beautiful play there by Parrington, who set that up. Edney then 2 in a row, both of them with spectacular goals. And then Levitt with a nice tip in from a Roberts on the power play. So a 3-1 lead to the Sirens. And I've got to say, Gossie, it felt a little bit like for the first 5 to 10 minutes of that game, the Sirens were a little bit on their heels. But they picked up their rhythm and found it through the second half of that period and started to play a high percentage game of hockey. They weren't trying to do anything fancy. They were just to do the simple things well, and that's what they did. Low shots, hard on the net, forcing the rebounds and keeping the puck in the zone, and they did it really well.
There's a lot to be said about the Ducks wanting to get that first goal for the club. And, you know, Briar Johnson, the youngster, she is so well-spoken. We remember we interviewed her a few times last time out. She got that first goal, but once that and you exhale and you get all that excitement out, you know, the Sirens were able just to work it hard. And, you know, it was really that area, the Ducks not able to get the puck out. The puck was being stopped up there at the point, and those shots with lots of traffic in front were causing a lot of rebounds, and the Sirens did get those 20 shots.
So we're going to cut over now to Zoe Stewart, who has Briar Johnson for an interview. When you're ready, we'll cut over to them. They're just getting their camera ready, and we'll have them good to go.
All right, Briar Johnson, inaugural goal of the Melbourne Ducks. How'd that one feel?
Oh, I just felt amazing, you know. It was just such a great feeling getting that goal and having Lucy with me to celebrate and Tara, my line mate, just amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. So that was your first lead as well. Well done. I do want to say there has obviously been a lot of changes between the first and the second exhibition series. So can you talk me through a little bit about what the Ducks have done between those two to bring it for the Sirens?
I think we just have a lot more confidence going into it because, you know, the Melbourne Ice is a great team and they're a great team too, but we know that we have more of a chance, I feel like. And we're just like focusing on our team building because of our trainings and everything have been great to help us with that and everything, so yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. And we did see the Sirens unfortunately score in that last 30 seconds and kind of start to dominate play a little bit more in the second part of that first. So what's going to change for the second for the Ducks to start to dominate?
I think we got to be calm with it, you know, like take that extra moment, take that extra look, you know, because we're just kind of just throwing it into the middle. I've seen a few times. Me personally, I've done it. But yeah, just taking that extra moment to look around and make sure we see our options before we just do it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Briar. Congratulations on the goal. I'll hand back to you, Anton and Carl.
Thank you very much, Zoe. It's a great chat there with Briar, who tells it exactly like it is. The Ducks needed to just get a little bit more composure when they're under pressure. What the Sirens are doing well is getting a nice, deep, aggressive forecheck on them and keeping them pinned in their own zone for long periods of time. And that does a couple of things. It creates scoring opportunities, but it also puts a lot of pressure on the defence. And sooner or later, when you're under pressure, you start to make poor decisions. It's just the nature of being a human. You can't help it. So if the Ducks can get that breakout working just a little bit more effectively, a bit more control, I think we'll see a bit more of effective play for them throughout the second period. But of course, we'll have to wait and see for that. We've got an ice cut now underway, and we'll be back with you at 8:25. So until then, hang on to your hats.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
you play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right.
so when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet,
flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art.
Down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
you play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
put on your helmet, flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art.
Down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear
and feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
You play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
who knows where your best will take you.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
it's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
how can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet, flex your stick.
or put on your pads,
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
and they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
You play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
who knows where your best will take you.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet.
flex your stick, or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And welcome back to iceHQ for the second period of what is proving to be a very exciting indeed game here in this exhibition match between the Sydney Sirens and the Melbourne Ducks. The Ducks drew the first goal of not only this game but also their existence as a team to enormous amount of excitement here at iceHQ. And then it was a bit of a gradual ascendancy by the Sirens through the second part of that first period. Edney with 2 and Cat Leavitt with a lovely tip-in from Roberts to take the Sirens to a 3-1 lead at the end of the first. Shots on the net was 9-20 in favour of the Sirens, which just shows the pressure that they were starting to apply through the second half of that period.
Yeah, Davis Tope still over 900% save percentage there in the net for the Ducks, but it really was that last 3 minutes of play where the Sirens were able to get 2 that just kind of separated them from the Ducks, who were playing some back-and-forth hockey with them early in that first period.
And we have a hand up for a
penalty.
Yep,
yeah, and it is going to be going against the Sirens here, and it's going to be Newark, right back into the Newmark, right back into the penalty box.
The Ducks with their second power play of the game. And we're just keeping an eye on Carson. Georgia Carson had a bit of a tumble at the end of the first, which is out on the ice now, which is great to see. We thought, we're just concerned that she might have been injured, but she seems to be fine.
Lucy Parrington just having a little chat there with Godfrey, and it looks like they're going to try to get it over to her. And it's Carson now that has it and sends it over to Briar Johnson. She'll just shovel that down over to Godfrey, who centers that in front for Parrington. Sirens able to get it to the point, but unable now to get it past Briar Johnson, the Ducks goal scorer.
Aggressive defensive penalty kill there by the Sirens, putting a lot of forechecking pressure on the Ducks.
So young Canadian Briar Johnson shovels that into the neutral zone, but the Sirens are there, and it's Roberts now who'll send that down the length of the ice. Godfrey will pick it up, though, behind her own net, just evades the check there of York, and now will skate it out herself. So here comes Sharna Godfrey wearing number 23 in black here for the Ducks. Tried to get that past Edney, but she was able to stop that up, but can't get it past Carson, who dumps that down into the near side corner. Roberts has it, rims it up, and gets that past Carson and sends the Ducks back, who really haven't been able to create any offensive pressure on the power play. Parrington just shoveling back here, waiting, looking for a stretch, but it's intercepted, comes out, shot on, save, Davis Hope, rebound, shot wide there by Calabria, who had a great scoring opportunity shorthanded there for the Sirens. It's kept in on the point. Calabria now will collect it and just skate into the high slot area, but hits that off the shins of Carson. Godfrey will settle the puck down now and looks for a stretch pass, but intercepted by Cryan as she comes in. Nice move, gets it around Godfrey, but couldn't get herself past the Ducks' last woman back.
A bit uncharacteristic there from Godfrey with that pass. You could see the intercept was definitely on the pass. It wasn't.
Yeah, she just fanned on that one a little bit, but no harm done. She's got it on her stick again, and she makes a nice move there, and now we'll stretch it out over to Parrington. Parrington with a nice move to get away from Payne. She's stopped up on the half wall. Dixon's calling for it. It does come back to her now, and she sends it across over for Krulak. Krulak, high slot, hits the legs there of Porcini, and the puck goes down into the far corner, and that ends the power play with the best scoring opportunity going to the Sirens. So puck centered, shot on, scores! What a pass by Porcini as she gets that into the slot area, and a one-time shot by the Sirens there, as it was Calabria in front of the net as she put that through the wickets of Davis Tope.
It was a good shot under a lot of pressure. It wasn't like she wasn't being marked there. There was a Duck right on her, just not able to lift the stick up out of the way when the puck comes across. You see here from the replay that it's good positioning, but certainly plenty of pressure. Just well played, got too strong.
So at the end of the power play there, the Ducks, the Sirens get back to full strength, and they get one more as they now extend their lead out to 3. Puck shot on, and Davis Tope was trying to get down on that, and it just went under her blocker and into the net, and that's one she'll want back as kind of a little bit of a nothing play there by Lucinda York as she just tried to get it past the Ducks defender, and it just slid in on the Ducks netminder and just went underneath her pad and through the legs.
Straight through that 5-hole. Neve Gallagher was just beaten there by a fairly subtle movement, but just got around her. And as a result, there's a shot straight through the 5-hole.
Yeah, definitely one that Davis Tope will want back. But she's had a decent game, but two goals on the first 3 shots here of the second period here for the Sirens.
The key thing now the Ducks will need to do is just keep their composure. They've been a little bit rattled now by 2 goals in quick succession. If they can screw their heads back on and stay in the game, they're still a threat.
So here's Jakowitz battling, but it's collected now here by Borg. Borg looks to center it, but it's going to be picked up by Jakowitz. Jakowitz now gets it into the offensive zone. It's picked up by Cashin, who tried to get one on net, but that just goes wide.
Cashin made that play. She was the one forechecking and stole the puck.
Calabria sent all the way down, and it hits the stick of Davis Tope, so no icing, and Stringer will be first back there for the Ducks. Stringer hands it up off the legs there of Norel Owen. They do get it up to Cashin. Will just bounce that off the wall, but stopped up by Roberts. Roberts collects it. She'll send it back to her defensive partner there in Dowell and sent up to Calabria, who was the first to open the scoring here in the second period. Puck's now deep here. It's passed up in front, blocked in the Duck zone, and the Sirens will collect it in the neutral zone and regrouped here through Winder.
The Ducks at the moment mostly tossing the puck down the other end, but not getting it past the blue liners from the Sirens, who are doing a good job of just containing the puck in their offensive zone and maintaining sustained pressure on the Ducks. The Ducks will need to clear it out with some structure.
So that's Newmark there, just shovels it into the far corner. Gallagher is going to collect it, can't get it past. It's picked up again here by Newmark. It comes in through the slot area. Leave it there, battles hard as she lays the body there on Tran. It's Edney over to Newmark. Shot, scores! So the floodgates have opened now. Is Edney able to get it over to Newmark, and she put that one through the legs of Davis Tope as the Sirens have now hit 6.
Yeah, just a nice little pass there. I think Davis Tope was looking for the pass across from the middle, and the movement across the side. When the goalie has to move across, it always opens up the 5-hole. It's the only way that you can move is you have to lift a leg in order to make that space happen. And there was the hole, and through goes the puck. So the Ducks will now absolutely need to forget all of that and concentrate on each play-by-play. And every time the puck gets dropped, they've got to reset and see what they can do.
So we know the Ducks have a fairly young team, and we saw this against the Ice where, once the floodgates started opening, they let in quite a few. So they're now down 6-1, but it's Godfrey with a nice move, breaks in, takes a shot, but a save there by Wellard. Godfrey sends it over to Tran. Tran the shot, blocked there by the Siren defender and cleared only as far as the point. Ryland with a shot, intercepted there by Payne, and now here comes Calabria. Calabria back over to Payne, a nice stick there by Ryland. Back is Tran, stopped up, she's got space. Streaking there was Krulak, and it's now collected here by Godfrey. So Godfrey coming in here on her off wing, breaks through, comes out in front, holds it, puck's loose, and covered up there by Wellard. And Godfrey's kind of pointing to the puck saying, I don't think she had it.
They're right there at the end of Godfrey's stick. But if the referee loses sight of it, they've got to blow it up. You can see there just exactly how effective a playmaker Godfrey is. We know she's one of the best playmakers in women's ice hockey in this country, and you just saw two absolutely sterling examples of her individual skill there too, almost getting through twice on her own. So Shana Godfrey is an absolute champion of this game. She's got to keep her energy intact and get a little more depth from the Ducks to make some more scoring opportunities.
So kept in there at the point by the Ducks. It's the captain Parrington now that has it. She's got Carson far side point, now finds her. Carson centers it to Parrington, who tried to shovel that on net, but it goes into the corner. It'll be kept in here by Frost, who gets that front over looking for Yates, but the Siren do get it out, and Carson with a nice pass up to Briar Johnson.
Yeah, Carson read that really well. She's in beautiful position to cut off that attack.
Puck out here, high slot, shoveled forward by Carson, but hit the skate of Pickering and out into the neutral zone. Briar Johnson now with it, sends it into the sniper zone, but they get it out through Roberts, and now it's York over to Pickering, and she misses that pass, and first back will be Carson here for the Ducks. Carson left it for Deeborpner, but they just weren't on the same page, and that's picked up now here by Porcini. Puck's back to the point. Dowell shovels that back onto the half wall. Cryan walks out. Edney goes to the front of the net. Comes back here to the point. Shot by Dowell. Blocked there by Parrington. Puck comes now to Yates. Sends that cross ice. It does get over the blue line. So pressure as the Sirens forced to wait for their teammates to tie up and just couldn't wait long enough. And there will be a face-off here in front of the penalty box. And right in front of the Go Braun sign. A couple of her fans there for Bronwyn Cashin.
Bronwyn Cashin has come up through the beer league here at iceHQ, and we're very proud of her.
So face-off won by the Ducks, but collected here by Newmark. Cross over there to Edney. Edney goes back behind the net to Newmark, who walks out in front, takes a shot on, and Davis Tope does pounce out on this one.
A nice wraparound. We'll see this one from above. It's nice wraparound attempt. It's always a tricky one for goalie. When do they commit to it?
As a goalie myself, allowing that space for players to walk out. I mean, Newmark had a little bit more time than she knew. She probably could have walked out a little further, but Davis Tope did a good job to block that one. Cross-ice shot tried to get deflected there by Newmark, but it's going to fall into the corner where she'll battle with Gallagher. Gallagher pins her up. She twists out of the way. Newmark sends it back centered in front for Porcini, but blocked there by the Ducks. And it's now Wes Lennett who will get it out into the neutral zone. So this period's been all Sirens except for a couple scoring opportunities for the ex-Siren, Sharna Godfrey. But here's Jackowitz, puck stolen off her stick by Edney, and Edney now comes in over the blue line, winds. Nice move to knock over Stringer, and now the puck will be sent down the length of the ice, but first back will be Winder.
Winder with the first time she's actually had a fair bit of time and space to move. Elects to pass up the middle, but it's intercepted.
Gallagher shovels that forward. Cashin evades Calabria, but she doesn't have much with her, so she'll take it through the neutral zone herself. Just knocked off her stick there by Levitt, and now shoveled down behind the Siren net. Forecheck on by West Leonard. Roberts evades that though, and she'll look to center it out, but intercepted there by Krulak. Stolen, Calabria now sends it across, and we've got a partial breakaway here for Levitt. Wines, Levitt with a shot, and howitzer over the net and nearly got her own rebound as Davis Tope was down, but here comes Godfrey. She's 1-on-2. If anyone for the Ducks you'd want on her stick, it's her, and she shoots, and that goes over the net. Krulak will get it on the half wall. She just gets pinned up there by Calabria. It's right in front of us, and out comes Borg. Borg on her right wing. Stolen so well there by Ryland.
A bit of to and fro hockey there with individual breaks going in opposite directions. Just the defense on both teams being a little bit sloppy, allowing that to happen.
So Tran now has it near side half wall, chips that forward up there for her teammate and Krulak, who went across looking for Godfrey. Godfrey picks it up and called offside, although it looked like she'd been straddling the line from my viewpoint, but I won't say anything that the official sees what he sees.
The referees do decide what is reality, and the rest of us are merely interested and occasionally passionate spectators in the spectacle. But I got to say, I agree with the ref. We've got a pretty good sight line here down the offside line, and I think he made the right call. Godfrey wouldn't have been happy, but that's the rule.
So face-off won by Parrington. She takes it into the offensive zone. She's being watched there by York. Parrington behind the net. Wraparound center front. Oh, my Lord. Yates with a grade A scoring chance, but just couldn't connect as there was a gaping net there. Back door after a great pass by Parrington. It's now Moon looking to center it. It's intercepted by Johnson. She shovels it on, and it goes through the crease. She'll pick up her own rebound there, being watched by Winder. Parrington now collects it there in the near side corner. She steps back. Johnson knocked down there, and Parrington shovels it in. It goes over there for Carson, and she gets that on net, but Wellard able to cover up and not leave any rebounds. There were a few Ducks there looking to pounce.
Interesting to see there, Anton, just exactly how much Carson was involving herself in that play. Twice on that particular progression, she moved way in deep in attack from the blue line, and I've got to say the Ducks did a good job of covering it up. They weren't leaving the blue line exposed. When she cycled in, the other players were seeing it and fixing it.
Shoveled forward, and it gets past Frost, and here comes Newmark in alone on a breakaway, makes a move, shoot, and she scores! Her second of the game. Stephanie Newmark as she goes back-to-back on goals here in the second period.
Just another one of those, just a little bit of a lapse there. So you get a player on the streaky breakaway, and as we know, Anton, the number one opportunity to score a goal is on a breakaway. And there wasn't much Davis Tope could do about that one. A shot from a player who well and truly got clear of everyone streaking through. Out to a 6-1 lead now.
Yeah, 4 goals here in the second period for the Sirens on 6 shots, has chased Davis Tope out of the net, and first in now here for Taylor Lester.
So there has been a goalie change.
So puck comes out in the high slot, shot on, just misses the net. Lester came in relief in game 2 against the Ice, and she played valiantly. Here's Winder on the point now. Takes it, centers it in front, but misses everyone as Newmark was looking for her hat-trick goal. Shot on, just misses the net. It's now kept in again as that's shoveled up in front. Puck's behind the net. It's Newmark looking to center it for Edney. Stolen there by Jakowitz, but picked up by the captain of the Sirens. It's at the point now. Shot blocked by Cashin. Over to Newmark, who shovels that behind the net for Porcini. Back to Newmark. Newmark now shovels in front. She scores! Newmark with her third of the period. A natural hat trick as the Sirens now go up by 7.
We'll see this over the top. Just a little bit of too much of a gap there that Leicester allowed through, just on the top of the shoulder. It's tricky to cover that up. That wrap around, it's always a bit of a bugger when it goes in if you're a goalie, but if you're a Siren, you'd be pretty happy.
So not the period the Ducks would have wanted, as they've had 5 goals put past them here in quick succession. Almost a goal every 2 minutes.
It's not what they would have wanted. But Newark's playing a superb game at the moment. She's been given a little bit too much room too on a number of occasions. the Ducks D will need to really tighten up.
So puck's now here in the Siren zone. It's going to be shoveled by Borg, and she's got some space. She'll take it, stretches it up there for Calabria, kept in by Blondin, and that's tied up there at the Sirens blue line. Nice pinch there by Carson, gets it up there for Godfrey. You know, she's a proud woman here, and she'll want to get one back here for the Ducks. So Carson, who's deep now, shovels it far side over to the corner. Godfrey has it on her stick, looks to center it in front, and it just hits the skates there of Carson as she tumbles down, and it's now 2-on-2 for the Sirens the other way. An errant pass is going to be intercepted there by Blondin, and now picked up here by Godfrey. She just evades the check there of Levitt, and it bounces momentarily in front of the net, but is collected there by Tran. Tran falls down. It does well to keep it away from Calabria, and as she touches up, there will be another penalty here to the Sirens as the Ducks will go to their third power play of the game.
Let's see if this time they can use it a little bit more constructively than they did last time. Unfortunately, their previous power play, not very productive, and immediately on the end of it, the Sirens did score a goal. So the Ducks, if they can get it a bit organised, they win this first face-off from it. We've seen that Parrington can win those face-offs fairly reliably. If they can get them, they've got Parrington and Godfrey on the ice at the moment. So it'll be a pretty effective power play if they can make it work. Win the face-off, generate some chances, shove the puck on the net down low, and go get those grubby rebounds. That's the way to do it.
So having a little bit of a chat there. Krulak's lining up just behind Parrington. She gets tied up there by the Siren center crying, and it will be York now that'll get it only as far as Parrington at the point. So Parrington there will give it over to Tran. Tran will shovel that down there for Johnson, but a great stick there by York will separate that momentarily. Godfrey pinches off the point, just keeps that away. It's in her jersey as she lets that drop, and it now squirts out to the point, and it was York who's able to get that past Parrington. Tran over to Krulak, misses her. That's going to allow Cryan to collect and take that into the offensive zone. Nice move, winds, takes a shot off the blocking arm there of Lester. Captain here of the Ducks, Parrington has it on her stick. Godfrey's streaming through the neutral zone, but Parrington elects to hold it on her stick.
Godfrey was being well covered there. The pass wasn't on. Parrington made absolutely the right choice.
It's dropped to Krulak. Cryan now with it, evades that check, bounces it off the wall, and now we'll skate in on Carson. Carson chips it up to Godfrey. Godfrey now skates. She's got a little bit of space if she can get away from the Siren back checker, but she takes a tumble down, and Cryan now as she touches up, and we'll have another penalty here to the Sirens as they just got back to 5-on-5, and now we'll have to kill another 2 minutes.
So I think the interesting thing here will be what the Ducks decide to do with this second power play opportunity. They're calling a timeout, and I think that's probably because they want to keep the same line on and they want to give them 30 seconds of rest, because they want to keep Godfrey and Parrington out on the ice for the power play. And to do that, they would have been on for almost 4 minutes continuously, assuming no goals are scored. And as a result, they pulled a timeout to give them a bit of a rest, I suspect.
Yeah, and it was my mistake as well. It will actually be a short 5-on-3 opportunity, which gives a little bit more of that information of why you'd want to have the timeout, try to get one quick, and then be able to have it go. So, if I was the Ducks here, I'd just be talking. We need to win control, move the puck around, try to get some traffic in front of the net. That's what worked so well in the at the end of the first period, which sprung the Sirens out to their first lead. And then, this second period has been all Sirens, and the Ducks really just need to stop the bleeding. So 50 seconds or 49 seconds of 5-on-3 play here for the Ducks, as the Sirens send out Edney, Winder, and Newmark.
I don't know if you noticed there or not, Gossie, but the player there who was the coach there who was just organising the 5-on-3 was none other than Jamie Burke, and he loves to score goals, and he will have been instructing them on a plan to score.
So she'll look to win this to the strong side there on the wall, but it's won cleanly by Edney and cleared only as far as Godfrey on the point. She sends it over to Carson, who's going to go cross ice over to Parrington. Parrington with a shot. It's in the high slot area. Back to Carson. Carson shovels it wide. Over to Parrington. Parrington scores! Lucy Parrington gets one back as the Ducks score their first power play goal.
And you You can see the movement of the puck laterally, just forcing the goalie to move backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and eventually it creates that scoring opportunity. They didn't get the initial puck clearance of Sirens, and that's what probably let them down. In a 5-on-3, you're desperately as a defending team, you want the puck down the other end as quick as you could, and that happened because they got possession from the face-off, but didn't manage the clearance. The Ducks did a good job of owning the blue line, kept the puck in, and then generated all that scoring time. And in a 5-on-3, if you got that possession, 9 times out of 10, you're going to score a goal.
So that's exactly what they wanted, and they did exactly what we said, right? Get the puck back to the point, shovel some on, and the rebound there collected nicely by Parrington and shoveled short side as she's having a captain's game, up to 1 goal and 1 assist so far here. And here she comes again. 5-on-4 for the Ducks. It's Lucy Parrington. Takes it behind the net. She's being watched by Newmark. It's chipped up and just gets past Carson. And that's going to force Godfrey to get back and collect that.
That's the play that exactly the Sirens want to do here. They want to get the puck all the way down the other end, force the Ducks to go back and get it. These Ducks have been on the ice now for a long time. It's a very long shift for these 4. And as a result, you lose a bit of speed and a bit of sharpness.
So it's won by Newmark there. I think the officials might have just got that one wrong, as it was Lucy Parrington that had that goal, and she's got the puck on her stick now. Look to center, but intercepted by Edney as a back check here by Godfrey. Can't catch her. Edney scores! So Edney, shorthanded, gets in on the hat trick party as she gets her 3rd of the game as she broke past down in alone on Lester and made a nice move to the backhand and went top shelf.
It's such a vulnerable time. You might think that when you've got that player advantage that you're impossible to score against, but nothing could be further from the truth. And you see there quite often what happens is the team that's under attack, they'll throw 4 forwards on, or sometimes even 5 forwards. Carson had just changed off there. She would have been exhausted after having been on for a good 2.5, 3 minutes. And then it just opens up that gap behind, and you get those rapid breakaways, and away you go. And the Sirens managed to claw back that one almost straight away. So just about 45 seconds to go now on the 5-on-4 advantage to the Ducks.
There we go. So I do apologize there, Justine. It was your goal there. I thought it was Parrington there, but make my mistake. We all make them. So here we go. It's Jakowitz still on the power play here for the Ducks. Cashin not able to collect, and it's intercepted by Calabria and sent out into the neutral zone. So 9-2 game here with just under 6 minutes remaining. Cashin wasn't able to get that out, and Lester shovels that over there for Blondin. Puck now comes out. It's into the neutral zone, collected by Payne. Sent there over to Porcini, who just went offside. And we'll have a whistle with 4 seconds remaining in the Ducks power play.
You can see her just having the brakes on, trying to get herself. She knew it was going to happen, cross the line, and just unfortunately the puck beat her in. But the Ducks now, the long period of time they spent on that power play has put a fair bit of fatigue into the legs, in particular, I think, of Parrington. We know she's pretty fit. But it's some very long ice time she's doing. And we're back to full strength. It's 5-on-5.
So puck's here now with Briar Johnson. Puck comes out there to Roberts. Roberts has it, takes it wide, stops up, and shoveled up over there for Cryan.
I've got to say, Gossie, Parrington is playing an absolute champion captain's game. She's been unstoppable. She's been on the ice for an enormous amount of time, and she's just not slowing down. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad Krulak finally got her goal. She was all over the puck there in the first period. Was stopped too many times there by Welland, and it was a great job there as well by Parrington. Now with a shot on, there's a rebound. It's Yates on the backhand, not able to shovel that one on.
It's a great shot there, and Parrington finally gets the change that she's probably needed for the last 2 minutes, and changes off, and as a result, she'll get a chance to get her breath back. An incredible bit of ice time there by Lucy Parrington.
So Krulak back fresh legs after scoring her first goal of the series. Gets it back over there for Johnson. She's being watched though, and gets the puck stolen off her stick by Edney. Edney stopped up. It's collected here by Johnson now. She looks to center it there for Krulak, who's in on Winder, but nice job there to skate out of trouble. Winder now in over the blue line. Takes it wide, takes a shot, ramps off the stick there of Tran and back behind the net. Winder collects her own rebound, shovels it over there to her teammate in Porcini, who centers that there for Edney, who takes a shot and blocked by Stringer.
Stringer, good job just getting in the way there. They've got to shut Edney down. They know how dangerous she is. She is the #1 point scorer for the Sirens. Give her an inch of room, and she'll score goals on you.
Comes back here to Roberts, who rims that down the length of the ice. It's collected behind the net, centered in front. Down is Lester, but it's out in the far corner there for Tran as she gets it only as far as the point. Roberts blocked up there, though, by Krulak, and finally sent down out of the zone by Stringer.
Yeah, only goes as far as Winder, and we know how effective she can be. She breaks out. She's got Godfrey on the forecheck, and that'll shut her down a little bit and force her to move.
So Winder sends that up. It's stolen there by Godfrey, knocked off her stick by Edney, who is on a hat trick already. She sends that down the length of the ice and goes for a change.
Yeah, smart play there by Edney. She just rimmed it all the way around the outside, and the Sirens looping in on the opposite side of the rink knew about it.
Newmark was looking for Levitt in front of the net, but she's kept out behind the net there, and Levitt comes in to support her. It's behind the net now. Newmark now centers it. It's in the slot area. Lester didn't know where it was, and it's now sent up there for Godfrey. She's alone here into the offensive zone, makes one move, makes another move, takes it. Oh, the hands there of Godfrey, but eventually out-dekes herself as she lost it in her feet, and the Sirens able to evade that scoring opportunity. Borg now gets it to Godfrey, who tried to get around Borg, and she's in all alone on a breakaway. Borg on the backhand shot, saved by Lester.
Lester there with a match-defining save there for the Ducks.
Comes back out. It's Dowell now who's going to just shovel that far into the corner for Calabria. Far side goes back to the point. Intercepted there by Godfrey, and she turns on the Jets as she attacks Moon. She takes it wide, gets past Moon, winds with a shot, takes it on. Saved there by Wellard. Godfrey's down, puck's underneath her, and she'll take the whistle.
I think Godfrey would be pretty close to completely exhausted. That's 3 lengths of the ice. She sprinted absolutely flat chat in the last 35, 40 seconds. So she will have not much left in the tank. She will be pretty keen to go over and get a change.
And look at this save by Taylor Lesser. Borg was in and took it to the backhand, and great stick save by the Ducks goaltender. She was out far and challenged that the whole way down. So face off here for Parrington. She wins that back to Owen, who gives it back to Blondin, who just shovels that back behind the net. Parrington, the captain, will be first to it. She's got an assist tonight here on the first goal. Looks to center it now to Owen. Owen just gets knocked off the puck by Cryan, and it's picked up there by Payne, who gets it only as far as Parrington. Now Parrington with a nice move around Blondin. Pickering still with it, watched by Parrington, and shoveled there by Owen, and now collected by the captain. She's going to turn back and just create some space for her as her team looks to break out. Pickering chases her in a nice cheeky move there by Parrington off the back of the net.
Good aggressive forecheck there.
Stolen here, though, and York with a shot, but a great blocking arm save by Lester, who's down and covers up as she makes another great save.
You'll see the forecheck there by the Sirens. They put 3 onto Parrington up high on her and just shut down all of her options. Parrington had taken the puck back behind the net to try and organise a breakout and get the Ducks to create an attacking chance. But the Sirens saw it and realised that it was a good opportunity to pinch in on her and just give her absolutely no room at all to move. And in the end, they actually ended up with a pretty good scoring opportunity from that play.
Face-off one. It's picked up here by the Ducks. Norel Owen. She'll cross the red line and just chip that off the wall. First back, though, is Roberts. Norel Owen ties her up, and Stringer pinches, but it's now collected by Winder. She'll skate at the Ducks' defense and just shovel it over to Newmark. She's got 3 goals already tonight. Looking to add to her tally. Collected here, centered. It's Winder now, who looks to be playing a bit of forward here with Edney pushed back.
I think they're cycling through there. It looks like Edney realises that Winder's got that instinct, is letting her use it and then just covering for her when she does it. It's a very smart play there by Edney.
So here's Yates now, one-on-one with Edney. Edney watching her. Yates takes it wide, ties her up as Edney, and she comes out with the puck. Just chips it back up to the point. Ryland's going to get there, but Newmark comes back and back checks well and now comes out with the puck as she shovels that up forward as Carson gets there first. Krulak, the last goal scorer there for the Ducks, who scored the 2nd goal tonight for them, has the puck, and Newmark now with it for the Sirens. Newmark sends it over to Edney. Edney winds, takes a shot. Newmark with the rebound there that went wide and just pinned up behind the net. So 2 seconds remaining here, and that will be it. It was a 6-goal-to-1 period for the Sydney Sirens as they chased Davis Tope early with 4 goals on 6 shots.
Yeah, certainly not the period that the Ducks would have wanted there, but a good one for the Sirens. They started to work out where the weaknesses and the chinks in the Ducks' armour were and get a lot of breaks behind them, and as a result, a lot of odd player rushes, and that's where the goal. If you're going to score goals, that's the absolute goal mine, and that's where they come from. We're going to be cutting over to an interview in a moment with Zoe Stewart again, and I'm not sure who she has yet, but certainly a very good period for the Sirens. Calabria, York, Newmark with 3, and Edney, and the one in reply from Krulak on that 3-on-5 power play, which the Ducks did a beautiful job of setting up. They did that particularly well. But you can't expect to get 5-on-3s all the time. So we're going to get an interview now with, can't read that number from here.
It looks like it is Georgia Carson.
Yep, Georgia
over
Carson.
there, good leader on the back end. So we're going to cut over to Zoe now. As
Hello,
talk.
I am here with Georgia Carson. Now, it's pretty obvious that was a bit of a rough period for the Ducks. Can you talk a bit about how, as a defensive team, you do maintain that competitive mindset and what you've got to do on the bench to stay in the game throughout that trials and tribulations?
Of course, so we just try every single shift, we're pumping each other up, no matter how bad or good the shift was. We always find something good to take away from it and then something to reset the next one. So we talked a lot about winning the blue lines, making sure we're getting pucks deep and clearing the zone, and just trying to reset on that every single shift.
Yeah, fantastic. And there was an excellent 5-on-3 goal in that one. During that timeout that was called, can you talk a bit about what was said during that and what made you get that opportunity?
We just switched up our plan, you know. When they've got one less player, it's a little bit easier, there's a little bit more space, so we wanted to change our formation up a little bit. I won't give too much away in case they're watching, but it just made us aware of the space that we had, and with 2 players jamming in front, it was bound to go in eventually.
Absolutely, and once again, not giving too much away, but strategically, what do you reckon you're going to hear in the locker room heading in there?
I think we just have to remember how much we want it and how much we know we're coming in on the back foot. Obviously, the scoreline tells us that, but we really want this, and we're like really dedicated. We work so hard every week, and if we can just get a couple more across the line, I think it'll set us up well for tomorrow.
Thank you very much, George. Appreciate your time. I'll head back to you, Anton and Carl.
Thank you very much. Sorry for that quick chat there with the absolute legend there of Georgia Carson. I think Georgia played a particularly effective game there, and you could see her timing. She pinches in when she needs to, and she covers back and owns the centre slot when she needs to as well. And she is absolutely the rock in defence for the Ducks and what they need. If we could clone her, we'd be enormously happy, but that's not going to happen. So at the end of the second, as Gossie pointed out, the score at the moment, 9 goals to the Sydney Sirens, 6 in the second. The Ducks scored their first one in the first period with enormous excitement, and they scored a goal in the second in a 5-on-3 power play, which was beautifully executed and very well done indeed. Showing some potential, the Ducks, but as Georgia points out, they're down, and what they've got to do now is come out in the third and see what they can practice and improve on, and it will be a new game tomorrow, but certainly not over. There has been deficits of this reversed, but I think what the Ducks will be looking to do now is try and get a few more goals on the board and keep the Sirens out, and if they can do that, they'd have to call that a pretty successful period. We'll be back with you at about 9:10 for the third period.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet,
Flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, We're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet.
flex your stick.
Or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies. But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet
Flex your stick.
or put on your pads,
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
and they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
it's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies, but in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to the iceHQ ice rink here in Melbourne, in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for the third period of this exhibition game between the Melbourne Ducks and the Sydney Sirens. At the end of the first, it was looking pretty good for the Ducks. They were, it was 1-3, but second period, the Sirens gained considerable ascendancy, scoring 6 goals in the second period as Edney finds the ice here at
Gives a little bow.
at iceHQ, a little slippery straight after a cut. The Ducks did score 2-1 in the first, which was the first goal of the game, and the Ducks' first goal ever in the existence of the team. And then in the second, a really nicely set up 5-on-3 power play goal, which was a delight to see. But at the moment, the scoreline 2-9 in favour of the Sirens. The Ducks will need to tighten up their defence and shut down the scoring opportunities.
Bit of a lineup change as well, as Parrington's now centering Godfrey and Krulak who have both been electric so far tonight. So looking to get a little bit more a start on time here for the third period if you're the Ducks. And it's Winder now who gets it out into the neutral zone. It's collected there by Frost, who will send that down the length of the ice, but that's waved off as Winder gets back there. So Winder now for the Sirens, looks to center that. It clears through, collected there by Carson, who looked to shovel that over there for Krulak. Krulak back there for Frost, who fans on that one. It's stolen. Porcini in front, shot, saved there, Lester, and on the rebound, Edney shovels that in for her 4th of the game. A misplay by Frost in her own zone. Porcini with a shot, first saved by Lester. Lester was down, couldn't get a glove on it, and Sarah Edney, Johnny on the spot, able to pot that one in as the Sirens start the third period much the way they started the second, as they now put 10 past the Ducks.
There wasn't much there that Taylor Lester could do about that one. She did make that first save, but not enough help for it. It's fascinating to watch. Georgia Carson almost has a time warp around her. It looks like everything she's doing is slow, but she arrives at the puck just on time and usually makes exactly the right decision with her play. It's fascinating to watch Georgia Carson play. Just her experience and judgment is phenomenal.
So here's Calabria now, shovels that down. Lester just leaves that to go behind the net, and Calabria collects her own rebound. It's behind the net, a battle there. 2 Sirens players as now it's Leavitt who centers that over to Borg. It comes back. McMahon with a shot on, just passes Calabria. So 10-2 here is the score in favor of the Sirens, and Julia Tran now will skate over the Ducks, but it's stolen there by Levitt, who's in on Dixon. Levitt looked to center that to Calabria, but a nice job by Tran to tie her up. Puck comes in and support there by Levitt. So Borg now centered in front. It's shoveled wide there by Calabria. Collected there by the Ducks, and it will now be Blondin who will look to escape the zone.
Blondin just calms things down and gets the puck out of the zone. The Sirens offside.
Cryan winds up, takes a shot, saved by Lester, and collected there by Blondin in the slot. She shovels that up onto the half wall, misses her teammate, which is going to allow the Sirens to keep this in. Cryan will just shovel that deep. And now Pickering will skate in on that one. Ava Pickering has it on her backhand, being watched by Blondin, and Pickering just runs into Tran, who takes a tumble. Briar Johnson, who scored the first goal of the game, has the puck on her stick now, being watched by Pickering. Comes up there, centered, looking to give it back to Johnson, but Cryan will take that out into the neutral zone. She backhands it over to Pickering, who gives it right back to her. And now a battle on the wall as Johnson gets that into the Siren zone. It's now with Jackowitz. Sends that over to Yates. Yates takes that in over the blue line. Nice little toe drag to get it away from Pickering. Moon watching her. Yates tried to center, but Moon shoveled that into the near side corner. Rubs out Yates, and that will be a penalty for body contact in on Moon. And the Ducks will go to their 5th power play of the game. They've got 1 power play goal on a 5-on-3, but also allowed a shorthanded shortly after that.
Yeah, so they've got to be mindful that they have a defensive mindset as part of a power play. They could argue that you want to score a goal here, but I always thought the priority when you're on a penalty is to be impossible to score against. Any goals you get are a bonus. Not the Maple Leaf strategy.
Yeah, I mean, power play, obviously you want to get the goals, but obviously if you let one in, it's even worse. So
right.
Here's Johnson now, far side corner, gets it back to the point. It's Carson, gives it over to Godfrey. Godfrey with a shot, saved by Welland. The puck's loose there, and Godfrey now collects it on the wall, gives it over there to Carson. She's watched by Porcini. Carson goes across to Parrington. Parrington shot, and that goes high. Back here to Godfrey on the point, evades the forechecker there. Stolen eventually by Calabria and sent out into the neutral zone, but Krulak is back there for the Ducks. Now Parrington, the captain, has it on her stick. She's got Carson in the middle, goes off her skate, and she'll pick it up now. Parrington has it, drops it there for Godfrey. Godfrey, nice toe drag there, move, brings it in, takes a shot, a bouncer there, goes wide. Johnson behind the net, looks to center it. She's forced out into the corner and will give it back to Godfrey at the point. Gets it over to Carson. Carson fans on that one and collected by Newark as she sends that down the length of the ice right on target.
Carson actually did a really good job there on a one-timer on that shot. She saw the pressure was coming, got the shot in on the net, which is the right thing to do. I'm pleased to see that Godfrey's actually getting some shots on the net. She was a bit hesitant in the first, but she's taking shots now.
Johnson coming in on Edney, who's playing back on the penalty kill here at D. She rims that around, but it's stopped up by Godfrey. She's watched there, just leaves it for Parrington, who evades York. So Parrington has it on the backhand, takes it into the corner. She's got Briar Johnson on the doorstep, watched there by Edney, who has it now, and she sends that up there for York and missed by Ryland. This is going to allow York in on a half break, cuts it in front, shot saved by Lester as she watched York walk across, but a penalty here will go against Godfrey, as if you look here on the CCM all-out replay, as York looked to cut in front, all Godfrey could do was give a slash and probably stopped it just enough to stop that goal, and that'll end the power play here for the Ducks.
There was a line call there on whether or not that would have been a penalty, but Godfrey made the right decision. The chance of the goal being scored there was pretty high, and so the slash, she might have got away with it. In this case, she didn't, but the goal was not scored. But now we have a 4-on-4 for 15 seconds.
And then the Sirens will go on to their second power play of the game when that ends. So puck's now with Blonde in, look to give it up to Jackowitz. It does come out in the neutral zone, and Roberts gives it over to Newmark, back over to Roberts. So Roberts in her own zone, just waits up, and off the out of the penalty box is Moon, as the Sirens now get on to their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1. Blondin, watched by Moon, gets it up to Jackowitz, not able to get it past Calabria, and it bounces off the stick of a Duck and just goes wide as that nearly beat Leicester.
That was a beautiful shot through traffic.
Newmark, who has 3 already, takes a slapper right into the chest there of Leicester as she leaves no rebound. You can see what that means to Sharna Godfrey, giving stick taps there for attendee.
So that one there for Taylor Leicester. She does love a slap shot from the point when there's no traffic in front, because it's easy to see it coming. It's like just let the goalie know the shot's coming, unless you've got an absolutely electric slap shot or there's a lot of traffic in front of you. A nice low slap shot creates a rebound opportunity. Taylor made no mistake with that one, just followed it up.
Parrington up here against Newmark. It's won by Newmark. Edney gets it back to Cryan with a shot. Deflects. It's on the back door there, but Porcini couldn't put that in. She rims that across over there for Newmark now, who pinches it on the point. She's got Edney at the back if she elects to give it to her, and she does. And Edney with a nice one-touch pass over to Porcini. Porcini shot in, deflected by York, but that just goes wide, and that will be picked up by Cryan there for the Sydney Sirens here on the power play. She winds, takes the shot, and makes no mistake. Goal scored on the power play by Hannah Cryan, her first of the game, as she's up to 2 points now here in 11-2 drubbing of the Melbourne Ducks.
I was just about to say that the Ducks are doing an excellent clinic there in active stick work and controlling the penalty kill. They're doing it really nicely with a well-established box defence, but it does leave a player open to take those shots, and they did, and that time Leicester not able to make the save. I think she'd probably feel a bit disappointed about that one.
Yeah, she made a couple good saves there on the power play, but couldn't make the last one, and much like the second period, early here in the third, it has been all Sirens. Puck's now here far side, just in the corner. Calabria battling there, and Ducks do get it behind the net, but it will be collected here by Jackowitz as she battles with Borg. Now 2 more Sirens come in for support. Cashin has it. She looked to center that, but West Lennett not able to get it. She'll get there, though, and look to go back to the point, but it was intercepted there by the Sirens, and they get that deep into the Duck zone. First back will be Georgia Carson. She rims that around over to Jackowitz. Cashin looks to exit the zone, and a nice pass there by Jackowitz finds her. It's 2-on-2 the other way. Bronwyn Cashin with it, and a nice move. Creates some space. Winds with a shot, but a save there by Wellard.
The rebound opportunity was definitely on there. Good play, Cashin, to create that chance.
So Calabria gets it over there to leave it. She's pinned up by Tran, and now sent up there for Calabria, who sends that deep into the Duck zone as the Sirens go for a change.
Very smart play there too, Sirens. Just dumping it in deep and getting a change. We always say the change is more important than the rush, and that's a textbook example
Ryland
of that.
watched hard there by Cryan, the most recent goal scorer for the Sirens. She has it on the back, and he gets it back to the point for Winder. Lots of traffic in front. A shot by Winder that's off the side netting. York behind the net now. She's got Roberts up at the point. Tries to evade Ryland there. It's pinned up on the wall, and York comes out with it. Tran comes in for support and chips that over to the far side as Stringer now battles with Pickering. Pickering wins that battle, though, and now gets it on the back, and she gets it back for Roberts. Roberts with a shot there, and that just goes through the crease. Winder activates, takes a shot on, deflected. It's loose, and nice job by Ryland to shovel that one away from the open net. Pickering has it behind the net. Ducks looking a bit tired here as the Sirens putting on a little bit of clinic of offensive pressure. Johnson, though, chips it up. She just has the puck drop behind her, and Roberts is able to keep that in, and now will win that puck off Tran. Nice stick by Stringer. It comes into the slot area, out over to the near side wall, and Edney off the bench now takes that behind the net. So about a minute and a half of straight Sydney Sirens pressure as the Ducks can't get it out of the zone, and Edney goes over. It comes out in front off the skate of Stringer, and the Ducks should be able to get it out now as they dump that out into the neutral zone.
Good clearance there by Stringer. She knew she couldn't just ice it because then they wouldn't get a change.
And here comes Jasmine Krulak. She's got 1 goal already tonight. Looked to center it, but a outstretched stick there of Roberts blocked that centering pass. Puck's shoveled up on the wall. It's Newmark who's able to get it out. Parrington gives it back to Dixon, who is watched by Edney. Edney shovels it forward, and the Sirens will get there first. It's Porcini with it. Over to Edney. Parrington comes back and steals that puck.
Magic hands there, Parrington. She was isolated and managed to just go past everyone. Clear the puck out, gets to Godfrey.
Oh, nice pass, and gets it up to Krulak. So Krulak, with 1 goal already now, has it in the far side corner. She's watched by the defenseman Moon, looked to center it back to Godfrey, but intercepted there by the Sirens. And Edney with a nice pass bounced off the wall as Calabria gets in there first to negate the icing. Calabria behind the net, centers it up. It's Leave It with a shot, blocks off Godfrey, the ex-Siren. Comes back to Moon. Moon being forced wide there by Krulak, who separates her from the puck. So Krulak now with it, shoveled it around, being watched by 2 Sirens. Who's going to come out with the puck as it's pinned up there on the wall? Out with it and centered. It goes far side. Dowell will look to keep it in and just can't. All she can do is shovel that deep as her teammates are forced to tag up, and it's now Blondin deep here in the Duck zone.
Godfrey looking for that stretch earlier. She's pinching back in a bit now, but had a few occasions to get a stretch out. She looks now for Carson up the side. Finds her.
And that goes down the length of the ice, and with Carson just not able to get there, it's icing as Carson's begging for the official, saying, "Wasn't I here first?"
It was definitely icing, that one.
Here's that chance by Cashin, and a great kick save by Weller there as Bronwyn, who is a fan favorite here, looking to get her first goal as a Duck.
With just over 10 minutes to go, it's 11-2. The Ducks would love to get another couple of goals on today and really set up some momentum coming into tomorrow's game. Another great opportunity for them in learning about the pace of the game and just keeping up with it. And they got a little bit tired when they had that long defensive press 2 minutes or so ago, but fresh legs out on the ice now, and let's see if anything changes.
So shots 40-15 so far here midway through the third period. It's Cryan who turned to get a shot, but blocked well there by Lucy Parrington. She curls away from York. She's got on her forehand and looked to shovel that up to Krulak, but it's pinned up there by Pickering on the wall, and 2 more Ducks come in, and we got a 4-player scrum, and puck just comes out there for Dixon, who finds Krulak. She shovels that down, and if it does go the length of the ice, it will be icing, but it looks like McMahon will get there first, and that will wave that off. Puck shoveled up. It will come out to the neutral zone, but first to it will be Narelle Owen. She looks to go cross ice, intercepted, and York just not able to get that on the right side of the blue line, and we have a offside here.
Yeah, close call there on that icing. I'm not quite sure if the Ducks played it back into their own defensive zone. They may have wiped it off, but the referee determines that one, not us.
So face off here, it's Edney against Cashin, and Edney wins that. And Winder, you see her playing up forward now here for the Sirens. It's Jakowitz who takes that into the neutral zone, looking to give it over to Owen, who does have it now. Jakowitz forced up on the wall, and the puck just squirts out back behind the net. It's the captain of the Sirens, Sarah Edney, who goes cross ice. Now picked up here by Porcini, and the outstretched arm of Frost just forces her wide. Puck now on the wall, chip back. Edney first back for the Sirens. She elects to send that over to Moon. Moon up over to Winder, who makes a nice move but can't get that past Cashin. Stringer rims that around. Edney's going to activate and steal that puck. Look to cut in front, but a nice stick there by Stringer stopped that one, and now get back here to Roberts. She's got plenty of space. Wines takes the shot, but blocked by Cashin, and the Ducks are out now. 2 on 2 if they can get that right pass, and it does come through to Cashin, who just splits the D there, and now will forecheck in on Roberts. Lifts the stick, but Roberts was able to collect herself and rim that around to her teammate, and a stretch pass there intercepted by Carson. So there's not much space here in the neutral zone for the Ducks as they keep finding a white wall there on the blue line, and it's Ryland who has it on her stick now for the team in black. Ryland sends that deep. It's intercepted by the Sirens. That gets it across over to Winder with a nice one-touch pass, which finds Porcini. Holds up, looking to center that for Winder, who is crashing the net. And she collects that now and look to center that in the neutral zone. Carson intercepts. She shovels that forward over to Tran. Tran's 1-on-2, and she has Carson with her. Tran takes it wide, has no one there, and just goes in and shovels it up on the net. But nice job there by Weller to keep her leg pinned up against that right post and didn't allow Tran to put that past the line.
I think Tran had almost everyone guessing there with what she was going to do. It looked like she was looking for that pass into the slot. No one was there, but the Sirens were there in numbers and almost got that cheeky shot through.
You wonder on that one. You wonder on that one. You know, Carson elected to wait for the drop pass. Maybe she should have driven the net and given Tran an option, but
easy to say afterwards.
You never know exactly. Hindsight's 20/20. So here it is now. It's Dixon who has the puck. She has a tumble there, and there's going to be a penalty that's going to go against Kate Levitt, and the Ducks will go to their 6th power play of the game. They've got one goal, which came on a 5-on-3 by Justine Krulak, but they also had a shorthanded goal against there shortly after.
With 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go, this will be another scoring opportunity for the Ducks. Look at the lines they're putting on. They're putting on Parrington and Godfrey.
Yeah, we've seen this. This has been the line that's pretty much played all the power play time that we've seen.
They'd be getting pretty tired by now, I reckon, Gossie.
Yeah, the only difference we've seen is Carson is sitting on the bench, and they're electing to put Blondin out on that other point, and she's not able to keep that in on the blue line, and she'll now just shovel that in. But with her team waiting to tag up, that's going to be an easy out here for the Sirens. Puck's deep. York is giving chase, and Blondin will get there only just first, so she'll be pinned up there by York and looking to kill off a few more seconds. But Briar Johnson does come
Sirens in deep. Parrington looking for a stretch pass if they can get it to her. She's behind the D.
Right, here's Johnson. So she got the first goal of the game, trying to get it past Cryan. It does come over to Godfrey, but Ducks forced to tag up, and first back is Roberts here for the Sirens. She sends that forward. It's kept in by Johnson. The puck's loose, Cryan there, and Johnson able just to shovel it over there for Krulak. Krulak now circling, passes it cross ice there over to Godfrey, who's manning that off-wing point. She drops it there over to Carson, who's fresh on the ice now. Takes a shot. It's blocked, and a great save there by Wellard as it took a deflection, and she left no rebound with 2 Ducks there.
Just watch the movement here of Carson. She comes across. Reads that absolutely beautifully, and that's a superb wrist shot there from Carson. Shame she didn't get rewarded. Godfrey saw it coming, and that switch across just created a little bit of space and time for Carson. And you want to watch where goals are going to be. Georgia Carson, she scored one in the Pro League here.
Yeah, and here she is now. So she elects to drop that over. And now a shot there by Godfrey. Blocked well by the Sirens, York. Or Porcini, sorry. And now it's Parrington, the captain here of the Ducks, in her own zone. Backhands it over to Godfrey. She's got a little bit of space, and she'll take that into the offensive zone. Winds up, waits, she's looking to give it over to Carson, finds her, there was open net there, stops, takes a shot, there's a rebound opportunity taken by Carson. And maybe a one-time shot would have been the better choice there, but it's coming in front now for Krulak. She's being watched there by Newark. Krulak wins out though, only momentarily, as Newark now will get it up to the point, but can't get it past Godfrey. Porcini though will get it and send that down the length of the ice. The best chance of that power play came to Carson, who found a nice pass from Godfrey, but just couldn't get that one on net. And once she did, Wellard was able to get across. And here's Edney, already 4 goals tonight. Toe drag, gets it over to York. York with a shot, and they score. As the penalty expires, the Sirens get another shorthanded goal, this time scored by York, assisted by Sarah Edney, who collects her 6th point of the game.
It's a bit of a shame there from the Ducks. That was probably the most effective power play they've had throughout the game. They've had a number of really good scoring chances and got some excellent shots on the net. It was Weller did a fantastic job there of making some pretty good saves as the Ducks poured on a fair bit of pressure. But just let down there at the very end by that one little goal. It's easy to say isn't one little goal, but they do add up, and we've seen a few too many of them now. 11 goals to 2 now, the lead.
So here we are, 42 shots. It's, been 4 goals against now for Taylor Lester. as she's battling this Sirens team. Puck sent up on the wall now. It's Ava Pickering here for the Sirens, who gets it in the neutral zone, but only shovels it up as far as Ryland. Ryland forced back. Stringer chips it up on the wall, looking for Yates. Puck now in the neutral zone, collected by Cryan, who scored that great seeing eye shot from the point earlier this period. It's now York who has the most recent shorthanded goal. She's stopped up by Stringer, and oh, what a pass! Cryan save Lester, who came out big to close down that angle as York tried to get another goal in a matter of minutes.
It's a sort of spectacular save that we've seen from Lester here on many an occasion. She's very athletic, not always necessarily the best positionally, but she does make some spectacular saves. And that one is a great example of it.
Blondin misses that pass and is picked up by Pickering, who walks out in front. It's now with Edney, who shoots, and a save there by Lester, as Edney was looking for her 5th goal of the game.
Lester did a good job of denying that. A good piece of positional work. She's in the right spot. The Sirens doing a really good job of just creating movement and chaos in their attack and catching the Ducks' defence on the heels on a few occasions. And just creating great scoring opportunities. They're D pinching right in now. The Sirens getting quite confident. It does open up opportunities if the Ducks can get behind them.
So puck looking to be center, and Lester with another save. She's up to 19 saves, and Edney does get her 5th. And the Sirens now up to 13 goals with just under 5 minutes remaining as Edney gets her 5th goal and 7th point of the game.
So the task now for the Ducks will be to see if they can get a couple back. They've got 4.5 minutes. Can they score a goal or two? That would give them a bit of pride and also give them some momentum. There's a game tomorrow at 4. They want to get their heads into that one as well.
It's an interesting thing as well. You look at the Ducks. There's been a little bit of a defensive lapse here for them, since the second period. But they've been without Niamh Gallagher for much of that time, as she's there without her equipment on the bench. And a pass in front there as Parrington tried to shovel it up. She wasn't able to get that, and she'll give it to the point now to Carson. Carson elects to shovel that back behind the net. Godfrey, with a nice pass to center it, but intercepted there by Winder. And she'll send that out into the neutral zone. Carson being watched there by Porcini. She's got it on the backhand, looked to center it. Frost left it, and now it'll be picked up by Parrington, who shovels it forward. There's a race for the puck now, and Godfrey looks to get there first on Roberts, but Roberts turned on the afterburners and been able to beat the quick Sharna Godfrey.
Godfrey's done an awful lot of time on the ice. He was involved in that about a 4-minute stretch earlier on in the second when they were on the double power play.
So here's Heather Ryland now with it on the near side. Stopped up there by Levitt. Puck squirts out into the neutral zone, and McMahon has it now for the Sirens. Comes back there for Payne, who just mishandled that puck, and she's forced back into her own zone. She'll rim that around now, looking for Levitt, and a pinch there by Cashin to pin her on the ball. Kick back, Ryland has it, shovels it deep. Jakowicz will chase in, but McMahon will get there first for the Sirens. It's rimmed over to the other side, collected by Calabria, pinned up there by Wes Levitt. You can see the Sirens always outnumbering the Ducks on these battles, and it means that they come out with it more often than not, and now they will get out, and just a little bit out of the reach of Calabria will allow Stringer to stop that offensive play. Regroup now, and it's the Sirens that have it. A nice move there by Cryan, who's coming in with speed, winds, hits the skate there of Stringer, who shovels that over to the far corner, and Julia Tran here will be watched by York. The Sirens keep it in. It's Cashin, gets it back. Newmark tries to shovel that forward. It's collected there by Cryan, who goes cross ice, and now Pickering will take that into the corner here for the Sirens. It's centered in front to York, and a diving save there by Ryland, and Cashin now will get it out only as far as Newmark.
Cashin was looking for that connection from winger moving up the other side, but not there now. I think the Ducks have pretty much run out of wings for this particular game, but they're going to fight it all the way to the finish. 2 minutes left to play in the third.
Fallen down there, centered, and a shot. Lester's down, and it just trickles over the line as Ava Pickering joins in on the goal party, as she was able to get that shot as Lester came through, and as she turned, it just trickled over the goal line. Poor thing there for Taylor Lester.
I think she thought she had it. It was underneath her, but it's the luck of the goalie, I guess, Scanton.
Yeah, it happens, you know. We've seen that a few times here for the Ducks tenders, just pucks going through the legs, but tough one there to stop in the Sirens now up to 13 or 14 goals, tying what the Melbourne Ice were able to put past the Ducks there in Game 2 of their series last time out.
I think the big difference there is that the Ducks this time have managed to get 2, and on the whole have played pretty well. There's a lot of lessons for them to learn. It is a developing team, and they'll learn a lot more again in this game, just adapting to the speed. I think through a lot of this game, you can just see the Sirens have been half a second ahead most of the time, and that's probably the big difference, just that it doesn't take a lot, and it won't take too much for the Ducks to get up to that speed. And just playing at this level has been great experience for them today. I think they'll come out tomorrow fresher and faster, and again, getting more used to the speed. The players who haven't had to get used to it, Parrington, obviously, and Godfrey, who have been excellent for the Ducks.
I think you also have to add Krulak and Johnson to that list as well. Carson had a good game, but you can't look past, it was one of the stars of the game, right, that you mentioned earlier, Sarah Edney, up to 7 points already tonight, 5 goals, and Newmark as well with 3 goals to her name. So the Sirens putting on the pressure here against the Ducks, but like we saw last time out, I'm sure the Ducks will come with a little more effort and hopefully some better results for tomorrow's game.
I don't think it's effort, Gossi. I think it's just adapting to the speed. They're not used to playing at this level.
And here's Godfrey with a backhand. She scores! Sharna Godfrey claws one back as she made a nice move here to evade the defender and toe drag backhand shelf. And she gets in on the goal scoring party here for the Ducks as they now score their 3rd of the game.
That's excellent timing for that goal from Sharna. That'll just give them a little bit more momentum. They go into the change rooms at the end of tonight and get changed and come back for the second game tomorrow at 4 o'clock with just a little bit more confidence. 3 goals now they've scored, and it's 3 goals that this team has ever scored in its history.
It is a hard game to play where Sharna Godfrey does not get on the score sheet. So it was great for them to last the 59 minutes. And there she is again, Godfrey on the rebound. She scores again. Sharna Godfrey doubles it up, and she puts the puck in the net, but there's a hand up by the official. And let's see what happens here. Oh, it's a goal. So Sharna Godfrey scores her 2nd in a matter of seconds. And the Ducks now have 4.
It's quite an impressive turn. I think the call might be potentially there for goaltender interference.
It was after. I think it was after the play.
The goal was in, so it didn't matter. But you can understand why some of the Sirens might have thought it was the case. But not that time around. The puck beat the interference. So a great play there. Godfrey will have a big smile on her dial, and she does. And see if they give another one in another 30 seconds.
She must have been listening to what I was saying on the call. I said it's hard to keep her off the score sheet. And what does she do? She scores right away.
I'm not sure they're following your instructions, but
yeah,
just a little bit of a discussion there while they're trying.
Yeah, they're just making sure that the Sirens player gets over into the box. It was after the goal. There was a little push and shoving, a little melee in front of the net, and that is Levitt who's going to be going to the box just for a little bit of roughing there.
So with 30 seconds to play, the Ducks 4, the Sirens 14, a 10-goal lead, but that's been brought down from a 12-goal lead in the space of the last minute.
So can Sharna Godfrey join in on the hat-trick party? We already have 2 so far tonight. And here she comes, takes the shot and rings that one off the bar. Frost is on the point, looked to shovel that in, but hit the skates of Winder, and here it is short-handed on a breakaway. Winder with the move, shot saved by Lester. What a job by the Ducks netminder. And here they come the other way, 10 seconds remaining. It's Krulak with the puck on her stick, and Edney shovels that to the side, and that will be all she wrote as the game ends 14-4.
So what a fantastic inning there for the Ducks. For a little while, it looked like it was going to be pretty awful for them, but with just under a minute to go, or just over a minute, Godfrey chips in with not just 1, but 2 goals, and then the very, very last play of the game swallowed up by Taylor Lester, who had another one of those baptisms of fire. She got thrown on halfway through the second period when there was a bit of a goal spate going through for the Sirens, and Davis Tope was pulled from the game to give her a rest. She'd made quite a lot of saves. Taylor came on, and then she absolutely pulled that one out of the hat. Sam Winder, who we know is an incredible goal scorer, she played here at our CCM National Women's Tournament here just a few weeks ago and was dominant through that game and scored the most number of goals for her team, well and truly. We know she can score. She was past. She had Georgia Carson chasing her with everything she had left, which by that stage in the game wasn't very much, but she was absolutely busting her heart to get to Winder, but Winder got that shot. Godfrey absolutely swallowed it up, and with a magnificent save. That'll give the Ducks a lot of confidence going into tomorrow's game. The rematch is at Sunday tomorrow at 4 p.m. And you'll get to see that on the live stream if you are not able to come here and watch it. Of course, we'd love you to come here and watch it and cheer on all the girls. I know the Ducks in particular really appreciate it. And we're enormously grateful to the Sirens for making the trip down here to Melbourne. We've turned on the weather. It's been awful. It's been a dreary old rainy Melbourne day, but the Sirens are here with their bells on, and it's great to see them here. And Edney in particular played a superb game, and it was delightful to see their captain play such a leading role in the game, and their goaltender as well. Wellard made some excellent saves. So a very exciting finish. That last 2 minutes of the game was fantastic. Of course, that first goal scored by the Ducks, which absolutely set the place alive, and that was scored by Bri Johnson with Parrington and Stringer, and that was just a fantastic goal. We're going to get a few little celebrations here. We will be cutting to an interview very shortly. Anton's going to grab one of them when they hop off the ice. We're just going to have a little bit of a photo opportunity for the girls, and while they're doing that, let's see if I can get the scoreboard to work in the way that I want it to. I'll give you some more of the all-important numbers for the game. But great momentum builder for the Ducks, but also a great game by the Sirens, and I'm sure they'd be pleased with the lead, with the win. Bri Johnson for the Ducks scored first, then Edney with 2. Shana Godfrey got one back for the Ducks, and at the end of the first, Leavitt got a beautiful goal with just 33 seconds to go to give a 2-1 at the end of the first. But at the end of the second, the Sirens absolutely broke loose, and they were just half a second in front of the Ducks pretty much all the way through. Calibria, York, Newmark with 3 in a row, and then Kulak got one back for the Ducks, and Edney got one again, a short-handed goal with 6 minutes to go. And at the end of the second, it was looking pretty grim for the Ducks. It was 6 goals to the 1 in the second period. But in the third, again, the similar momentum was carried through this first part of the period, and York, and Edney getting another one, Cryan, York, Edney again. But in the last 2 minutes of the game, Pickering got one, and I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I'm sure that was Godfrey, and Godfrey got another one right at the finish with just 30 seconds to go, and then an absolutely beautiful save by Taylor Lester on a Sam Winder breakaway, which was just an absolutely wonderful thing for Taylor to do. Not so good if you're Sam Winder, but Sam's got plenty of goals, and we've seen plenty of them here. We'll be cutting to an interview very shortly, but again, the next round of this exhibition game tournament will be tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And Sydney's on the same time zone as Melbourne, so it should be easy for everyone to get that one. So very exciting game for the perspective from the Sirens, who had obviously a convincing display of what they're capable of. Everyone is bashing their sticks against us here in the commentary box at the moment. Very proud of our girls. They had a great game, and they learned a lot, and they'll get faster and faster and quicker and quicker. And we're really looking forward to how they go tomorrow with that little bit of extra momentum from the last 2 minutes of today's game. They showed most of the time that they can match it mostly. They need a little bit more depth, but we know that. And thank you again to the Sirens for coming along. We're just about to cut over to Anton to get the interview. I'm not sure who he's got. Looks like it's probably going to be Lucy Parrington, who had an incredible game. Parrington did a couple of really long shifts. Her and Godfrey in the second on the power play were out there for a good 3 or 4 minutes on an absolutely massive shift, but they did it well. And I think we've got, by looks of it, we've got Parrington, and I think that's also going to be Jade Davis-Tope there. No, it's Parrington. We're going to cut over to them now.
Alrighty, Carl. I'm here with Ducks captain Lucy Parrington. Again, great game. I mean, obviously, scoreline, is what it is, but I think you'd be pretty proud of your team, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, to just come out of the game with a few goals, and obviously a better scoreline than last time. So yeah, really happy with how everyone went, and the fact that we were able to put a few away at the end there, just shows that we're able to put them on the board now, and I think gives everyone a bit of confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I think the roof of this place almost went off when Breyer got that first goal. And I'm not sure if you remember, I think a couple of weeks ago I asked, are you going to score the first goal? And do you remember what your response was?
I said it would probably be Brian, didn't I?
You said, I think I'm going to get an assist. And you did exactly. You said, I'm not going to score, but I'm going to get an assist. You're a woman of your word. Like, well done. I mean, as you said, you had some great offensive pressure. Probably, similar to what we saw in the first series. Maybe like a couple 2-3 minute lapses where a couple goals kind of got piled on, right? What do you think you guys can do kind of chatting just to kind of limit some of that? Because I think that's really just the difference if you look at the scoreline tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, defense has been a big focus for us, and I think we've still got a long way to come with that. I mean, honestly, I think we just switched off a little bit in the second period, and that was actually one of the things I talked to everybody about in the change room. Between the second and the third, I said, we fell asleep, and it showed. But I think we did come out stronger in the third again, and I think what we need to do is just make sure we come out 100% for the full game, and hopefully tomorrow we can do that.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, the Ducks have flight, right? Got 4 goals on the board. We'll be back here tomorrow. Really excited to see you guys take it to the Sirens. Go celebrate with the team.
Thanks. Good to chat to you.
Thanks, Lucy. Bye. Back to you, Carl.
Thank you very much, Anton, for that quick chat there with Lucy Parrington, who pretty much put it as you can tell from if you're watching the game. There are lapses there that the Ducks will need to work on for getting more consistency. Certainly through a lot of the game, they were very competitive, and we saw there were periods, certainly in the first period, where it was a very, very even game, very closely contested for the first 10 minutes or so, and then the Sirens found a bit of ascendancy as the Ducks probably a little bit tired as well, playing at this pace and having to adapt to it. But tomorrow is a whole new day and a whole new game, and at 4 o'clock tomorrow we have the rematch between these two, and it will be a cracker. So we're looking forward to seeing more improvement from the Ducks, and also very excited to get the opportunity to see the Sirens at their best. They are the current champions of the AWIHL, and it's fantastic to have them down here in Melbourne playing here on our home barn. And hopefully we can give them a warm welcome